How's it going? Hey guys, we're here the night before the 500, and we're here to watch the Indy Pro Series and the USAC Silver Crown race. So let's see what we can get into while we go interview some drivers and see what trouble we can get into. Let's go!
It's time for another On the Spot. On the Spot.
Can you explain a little about your personal experience getting started in racing? How did your journey start, and how much family support did it take you to get to this far?
I started because my family was in racing. I grew up in the grandstands watching my dad race, and always looked up to him. And so thankful he gets to still be part of my racing today. It did take a lot of family support and even community support. When my brother and I got started, we wrote sponsor letters to kind of piece something together at the very entry level and get started, and luckily able to build from there and kind of gather support from people as we grew and grew into new series and new things.
Yeah, so I started racing about 12 years ago, which was when I was 9. I'm 21 right now. And I started in go-karts, and it definitely took my family's support. My dad's the one that got me started into racing. He took me and my sister, who's standing over there. He took me and her to a go-kart track just for fun, honestly, and I loved it, and my parents were both so supportive of it, so yeah.
As a plant manager for a day job, how do you find time to go racing so competitively?
People. I got a lot of people that help us, and volunteers and guys that work on the team and help, and it makes it so I get to spend time with my family. I get to work and focus on our business, and then I get to show up and have fun at the racetrack too. Took a lot of family support, and we got started through a family friend. I started racing mini sprints, and then we had a friend that raced stock cars called Baby Grands, and we raced those, and we actually started racing right here at IRP. It's probably been 15 years ago now. I've been racing for over 20. Started when I was 12, but it was just my dad, support from my dad, and something for him and I to do together, and started out as a hobby, and it's just grown.
What has been the most difficult part of it all so far? What have you already learned the hard way in your career that you wish you would have known sooner?
It's tough, right? Because it's a balancing act. You want to rely on people to teach you the right things, and sometimes it's hard to balance what you need to trust in yourself, what you need to study and learn for yourself, and what you need to rely on other people. There have been times like tonight I got a lot of great information from people when I first started Indy Pro 2000. There were times when I was starting on dirt, people would tell you a certain way to drive, and I struggled for a long time. Once I kind of found my own way, built a little confidence in myself, and kind of did it my way, we really started improving.
Honestly, there's been a lot of ups and downs. It's definitely not an easy path that I decided to pursue, but definitely just to not get discouraged, to always be confident. Confidence is the biggest thing. If you're not confident in the race car, then you're just not going to perform. So I think even being confident just with yourself all the time, just knowing that you can go out there, wheel the race car, whatever. There's situations that happen that you can't control. You just kind of have to put it behind you, and yeah, it's probably the biggest thing that I've learned.
That this is a really, really tough sport. You got to have the right people around you, no matter what, and that it's just patience. You have to. It doesn't. We're not all Kyle Larson. It all doesn't come naturally really quick. It takes a lot of work and a lot of time. You look at a lot of these guys that race here, a lot of the front runners, the guys that won here, they've been racing for over 20 years. So it takes a lot of time and effort to hone your craft and get good.
I've always been curious how early a driver starts training in business aspects of racing, properly presenting yourself or learning what to say in post-race interviews. In your experience, did you ever go through that, or did you let your personality just take over?
There's some of both, right? You want to be personable, but at the same time, you got to be aware. For tonight, I was so fortunate to win a race, but I didn't do any of it alone. So in post-race interviews, that's it comes natural to try to thank the people that make it possible for me, because I really believe that without them, without their effort, you have a race where you don't finish well, or you don't have a shot at winning. So that's something you just try to keep, stay humble and be honest.
Honestly, it kind of came naturally. I was really shy when I was younger, and I remember the first time I had to say a little speech on the front stretch after winning. I was so nervous, but once you do it a few times, it's kind of become second nature.
I've just kind of let my personality go. I'm a little old probably, or a little behind on the social media stuff. For younger kids that are wanting to start, the social media is huge. To have that presence and to have a positive, social media presence online to help promote yourself is just as big as your performance on the racetrack. As a race team, we've got a rental ride program. We've got a young man from New Zealand that's renting a sprint car from us, and we work with them on the racetrack stuff, but the off-track stuff is just as important.
USAC drivers generally dreamed of racing the Indy 500. Do you think that feeling still resonates at the sprint midget Silver Crown level, or do these feelings tend to lean more towards the Daytona 500?
For me, I want to make a living racing. I moved from Central California as soon as I graduated college and stayed in a buddy's basement and stayed in somebody's spare room and on air mattresses and tried to make it work, right? Like you sleep in the car sometimes at night when you're on the road because you can't afford it. And I've been through that for a long time. And, for me, I'm fortunate to have made some stock car starts this year, to make some, obviously, Indy Pro Series start today on the road to Indy. And I've raced with the World of Outlaws a little bit. Haven't really done all that well, haven't really done it that much. I'm more of a pavement guy at heart. And to be here in the Midwest, sometimes you got to run a little dirt. And that's what I love about the Silver Crown Series is you run both. So for me, personally, my goal isn't to make it to the World of Outlaws. That's just not the one that fits me.
Yeah, I definitely think, especially back in the day, a lot of people used to move up from the Silver Crown Series to Indy cars. So I definitely think this is a good stepping ladder to eventually race at the Indy 500 one day.
I think probably it's kind of both. I mean, there's not a single guy here that wouldn't turn down an opportunity to go run the Indy 500 for sure. But there's not a single guy here that wouldn't turn down an opportunity to go run at Daytona too. So they're both awesome racetracks, and it'd be an awesome opportunity to get a chance to just turn laps at either one of those racetracks.
At the same time, drivers were really making a good living running in NASCAR, and I love racing, whatever the kind of car is. And, I love Silver Crown cars. There probably aren't, you'd be hard to find a more fun car to race and to drive, but to make a living at it, it's awful tough. And I'm fortunate that I have a company that I work for, lets me work during the week and race on the weekends and try to make enough money to support a family. So whether it's Indianapolis or Daytona, I'd love the chance, and if not, I am so thankful to have made it as far as I did and a chance to race anything.
Definitely my biggest end goal is to race in the NASCAR Cup Series, so that's kind of what I'm working towards right now.
Right now, my personal goals are just to win some races at the USAC level. My days of going to NASCAR are long gone. I'm too old, too gray for that. But to be here and be competitive with these guys is plenty for me. But I think that's anybody's goal when you set out, is to go to the highest level you can get to, and that's obviously NASCAR and IndyCar.
Who are your racing influences? Who's that you just can't wait to drive up next to, wheel to wheel?
I don't know. I think I'm so competitive. You just focus on what we're doing, and I always just focus on trying to do the best job I can for the team I'm driving for. But just still trying to, do the best I can for where I'm at.
I would love to race with Jimmy Johnson. I hope he sticks around long enough for me to race against him. Yeah, that'd be amazing.
How many times have you heard it's good night for good night or some form of that? I feel like it's probably happened a few times.
Yeah, my whole life I've heard that. So it's good when it is a good night, but it's not, then the joke's not so funny when it's not a good night. So, but yep, I've heard that all my life.
Being a female out here, do you feel like when you're racing with all the boys, you get treated just as fairly as everyone else?
Yeah, honestly, I don't notice it. Like, I always say, as soon as the helmet comes on, I'm just another driver like everyone else. If someone's going to treat me differently, it's kind of their problem. I'm not going to really keep that in mind. I'm out there driving like everyone else, so yeah.
Schrader, Gordon, Newman, Kane, Leffler, these names have all won USAC races here before and went on to have great careers. Winning is always important, but how important is this race? In particular, this year, when the race is a one-off event that hasn't been run in 6 years.
I feel like the most important race is always your next one, and that's what you focus on and you work towards, is being prepared as you can to win the next race. And when that one's over, then you work on the one after. So that's kind of how I take it. I'm a one day at a time, one track at a time kind of guy, and put all my effort into to winning the next race, and we'll let tomorrow come when it does.
Yeah, this race is definitely a big race. It's definitely a very prestigious race. And I haven't won a Silver Crown race before, so it definitely would mean a lot to me if I did win here tonight. But honestly, these guys are all so good. They can all wheel race cars. So honestly, even just a top 10, I'd probably be pretty happy with tonight.
It's a big deal. It's a big deal because hopefully we got some guys from the Speedway that come over and watched our form of racing. It's always cool to see those guys come over and see the heritage of what they're doing. These cars were Indy cars, So it's really cool to see that, and it's huge for Indiana. It's huge for just the whole, even though we're not in the month of May, but for the month of May, to build everything up to the 500.
Hey guys! Well, welcome to the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I know I had a lot of fun. It was so crazy to see the cars out here. It's beautiful, actually. So make sure you follow me on all my social medias. You know the drill, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!